Hello everyone. Previously we saw Shirisha's garden and the plants that she has arranged in a space that is 2 to 3 feet wide to about 18 to 20 feet long with the use of trellis and cement blocks. In this part, she's sharing with us how we can save when buying fruit trees. What is the time when they're sold at lower prices? We will also learn about a beautiful jasmine that will fill our yard with lovely fragrance. What kind of plants to give a person who's new to gardening? She also talks about sharing seeds and how to identify male and female flowers on vegetable plants. Then she shares a system that she has set up for composting, how to know when composting is done and it's ready for use in our garden. Some of the plants and vegetables that she is growing are peppers, mustard, asparagus, holy basil, spinach, hibiscus, cabbage, mint, ivy gourd, Indian beans, kale, bitter gourd. That's a lot for such a tiny space. She has a goal that is easy to work through and achieve, and how keeping that kind of goal will keep us also inspired and allow a small family to live off of homegrown produce and perhaps even share with friends and neighbors. So let's jump in to look at her garden and get all these wonderful tips.
So we was showing some peas and this, broccoli and red cabbage and more mustard greens and some more mums. And this is, I got peas because the way I am using this area is peas is a vine, so I can use the trellis, right? And this is a pepper plant grows as a plant, it could be this high or how much ever time, but since peas does not interfere with the pepper, I just planted them together. I'll see how that goes. It's more like trial and error.
Yeah,
So I
nice.
just want to utilize the space. That's the
Right.
whole idea. So this is another blackberry. I got a bare root one. There now they're selling in Home Depot. It's a lot cheaper if you buy a bare root one. So now if you want to plant it, you would want to buy the bare root one now. But in spring you'll get the actual plants which are ready for planting right away into the dirt, right?
What do you mean by bare root blackberry? I'm sorry, I don't.
So bare root, in the sense, I don't have the wrap, but like normally at this time,
Yeah,
um, all the gardening stores they sell bare root fruit trees and flower trees, like even roses, right? You get the cheapest now because they just sell the root,
I
which
see.
is so you can get nice variety of roses now for like $10 and $12,
Yeah,
which would be like $20-$30 if you buy the full, the actual plant in spring.
I see. Okay, that's a
So
good.
yeah, you can get, now if you make a trip to any of the gardening store, you'll find all these ones, like even avocado, yeah, like pomegranate, you name it. Like, everything they sell now is bare root and it's a lot cheaper.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, another flowering. Like I was trying to get, mix of flowering and vegetables so that
Yeah.
it has color.
That's a succulent, that black petal in a separate pot.
This one,
Yeah.
I don't know the name of it. Someone gave a twig of this, so I'm planning to, get it rooted. So I had to find out what this is. So
Okay. So
and
what is that? Huh.
this is some kind of like a jasmine. It has very good fragrance. Now kind of went into like hibernate mode, but I think once maybe starting spring it will start flowering, and it's like a vine. It
Yeah.
just spreads, and it's beautiful. I mean, the fragrance is like, it's really nice.
Okay. Great.
Let me see if I still have. Yeah, I do have the tag. It's called uh,
Madagascar jasmine.
jasmine. Yes, Madagascar. Yeah, one of my friends gave me for my birthday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a lovely gift. People should just give each other gifts of plants and flowers.
That's what we kind of decided. So I'm going to, like, some of my friends birthdays are coming up. I'm going to give plants, you
Nice.
know yard, so that's what that's the
Like
plan.
if the person is into gardening and wants to have,
Yeah,
grow.
definitely, yeah.
So
And
what?
also,
Yeah, sorry.
yeah, the other thing is, if the person is new to gardening, you would want to give something that is like, low maintenance one, even, just water it like, a couple of times a week. And, if they see, if they start doing it, it's like, everyone will fall into, like, you love it. It's
Yeah,
not, it would, you don't feel like it's a chore. You'll just do it. That's what I think. So,
yeah, yeah. So yeah, so what is this planted now in your these little small lovely saplings, greens?
yeah, I just this is kind of a new addition last week. I got some peppers, green and red peppers, bell peppers, like towards the these are like the tiny ones.
Yeah.
I got palak, the spinach,
Okay.
as well from Home Depot.
Yeah.
So I just planted them. They're doing okay. It's been a couple of days. So,
Yeah. Okay.
and I got kale, and this is another basil, rosemary. And this is the Indora. I planted sometime, October, September. So it's kind of growing okay. I think I'm hoping after March it will pick up.
Yeah. Lovely.
So I got more, some flowers on the outer one. So this is, onions. I mean, spring onions.
Yeah.
I planted them.
And in your middle tier, the soil, I see some white little, so this must be the mix of soil that you've made. We'll come to
Right,
it. But I just wanted to bring it to your attention so you know later on when we talk about it.
right. The white one. Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I got some Malabar spinach to its seeding, so I'm going to save some seeds to share.
Oh, lovely. And
And yeah, more mustard greens. I got another, you know, the pepper.
yeah.
And also, I was talking about the bare root. This is a bare root for asparagus.
Okay.
So I got, I think it was $4 or $5. I got like six of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that and see how it does.
Okay.
So more
To
tulsi.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, I had lot of bees attracting, with this tulsi flowers.
Yeah.
So that's advantage as well. It will bring your, pollinators in. So having tulsi in your garden is really good. And there are other purposes too, which
And
we
it's
all know.
thriving. It's looking lush green and so healthy.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I kind of give that credit to the compost, like Bokashi compost that I was doing. So I got more plants here. This is hibiscus. I like the color of the leaves. So
Yes. It's
it
shining, shining. It's glowing.
I know it drastically changed. It was kind of barely living in the pot. Then I kind of, moved it to here to the ground, and then I added some compost, and it's just surviving. It survived, and it started. I see some birds, so we'll see.
Lovely.
I got some cabbage here and some mint. Got this is Indian beans. We call chikudu. I see the first flowers. I mean, this was like 3 months back.
Yeah.
I just see those three flowers turning into fruit.
Yeah.
I think next season it will start producing more.
Yeah.
So that's all I got for now. I have another area where I'm planning to, develop, which is kind of work in progress, which
Yeah.
is like same kind of, same amount of area, I would say, the other side. So
So this is
hopefully,
a side yard, right?
yeah, this is side.
Yeah. And you've used your side yard so beautifully. Usually it's all neglected. People just leave it, right? The side yard is just a
Mm.
walk. Yeah, but you've done such a good use of it.
Yeah, my intent is like, at least producing, having like 3 to 4 vegetables and 3 to 4 leafy vegetables every week.
Yeah.
With vine plants, if they survive, you will have enough for like in a family of four or family of six.
Yeah.
you'll have enough vegetables, at least 3 to 4 days a week it will cover. And you know all I came from farmers background. My dad has a big farm back in India, so
Yeah.
I've seen they growing all these different plants, or you name it. I mean, they never bought vegetables while I was
Wow.
so
Yeah.
it's all in the backyard, or you have neighbors who would have other vegetables. It's like you trade and share, and
Yes. I think that's what you have to start your neighbor, tell your neighbors also to start.
yeah.
Also,
The other thing is, yeah, I'm kind of, I share seeds, like I sprouted some tindora for my friends, just to encourage them to, because tindora is very easy to grow. You just put a support for vine, you're done.
yeah,
It doesn't need anything. It's like, you just need to water it every maybe couple of days, and it doesn't need a lot of fertilizer or anything. It just uses whatever it has. So, and it produces so much. Like my cousin, she lives right across.
yeah,
She had tindora plant, and she shares like every once, at least once a week, or once every other week with me. So they
yeah,
have enough and they can share. So that's a good thing. So
yeah, yeah. That's
okay. So this is my Karela is like flowering, but all I see is female flowers. I don't see any male flowers. So I think
Farina is perennial, right? It stays there in fact, for a few years. It can stay and produce.
I think so. Since I moved from East Coast, I'm thinking everything will work. So that's why I did not take this plant out. I planted this last, September-ish.
Yeah,
It kind of survived my yard work and everything, and it produced um, not too much because of by the time it started flowering, we had winter. So Karela likes heat.
yeah.
So like with the last few days of heat, I think it started flowering so much, as you can see. But I think once we enter March, I'm hoping this plant will stay.
So then you said that you have only male flowers. Then how is the fruit going to come?
Yeah, I got only female flowers. Sorry, but yeah, I think we need male flowers. I don't know. Maybe with the weather, it's not. I see birds for male flowers, but they're not. Flowering yet. Maybe it's the weather
Hmm.
that it's not helping to. Um,
And
have
then
those.
then the bees will do the job.
Yeah, once you have male flowers, bees will do the job. Yeah, as you can see, some of them, the female flowers, I don't see them now, but yeah, they're going to,
How do you recognize this is a male flower or a bud?
yeah. So behind the flower, hold on. Yeah, can you see the tiny Karela?
Yes.
That is female. So
Okay.
for all these vine plants, you see a tiny one with a flower that is considered female.
Okay.
So the male one, you will have same flower, but here, like in the middle, where you see that green part, let me try to point it out. Right,
Yeah.
this part,
Yes.
it would be all yellow. That's where the pollen would be.
Right. Right.
So then, and you wouldn't see the like a small Karela thing here in the back. I wish I could show, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you would. Normally, what happens is male flowers they bloom first, and then you'll have a bunch of female flowers coming in, but they kind of overlap. You don't need two plants; you just need one plant.
Yeah.
Once you have pollinators, then nature will do the job, so we don't have to worry.
Right. Okay, let's move to your next important thing, the soil. Now,
Okay.
how did you prepare? Did you, before you planted it, if anything, you obviously you laid the right soil for them. So, how did you prepare the soil? And tell us how you mixed and made and went about that.
Okay, let me try to. So these are my Bokashi compost. I do composting. What I do is like I take my veggie scraps and whatever that's like dried leaves that's in the in the backyard. Whatever I have that has that can turn the into a soil, like any organic material that I have in the house, I kind of put it in a compost bucket, which I'll show you in a few minutes. So this is that came out of those. After 2 weeks of putting in those buckets, I put them in the bin with the soil on the top. This is like semi composted one.
Yes.
This is kind of like ready for the next one, but I'm going to keep it for a few more weeks once I'm done with my other strip of my garden done. So
So does it attract flies, the semi-compost?
no, not really. You can see few here and there, but it's okay. I mean, it's manageable. Normally, I have lids on top of it,
Yeah.
just to show. I took them out, but I'm managing okay. So if I have flies or rodents or anything that would attract, I had to stop doing it because it's I have a very small yard. I can't afford to have them here because
And there's no smell also.
yeah, the only smell that you get is the once it's close to done, you like when you have rain, right?
Yes.
After rain, when you smell the soil, that you smell bokashi like that. It's good. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Okay.
So
And the leaves, you don't have to, you just put the leaves from your yard, the dried leaves, just like that, and it decomposes over time.
right. So normally with the veggie scraps, you have it composts faster when
Yeah.
you put leaves and dried ones, right? It takes some time, longer time. So but you would need, I don't go by those any of those ratios. I do whatever that I can, without putting too much, adding too much work on for the for the composting.
Mm.
So if I have leaves, dried leaves, I put them in. It takes little longer than veggie scraps,
Mm.
but it adds carbon. So normally veggie scraps, the greens, they say it produces nitrogen, right?
Yeah.
And dried leaves and other organic material, which is dried, the browns, they add carbon. So the right mix of carbon and nitrogen is good for the plants.
So,
But
so you said that the dried leaves takes little longer to decompose versus the kitchen waste. So you don't mix the two?
I do. I do. So, if I just go with the veggie scraps, and it's good in nitrogen, but it would lack some carbon. So, even though it takes longer time, I mix them together. So, another, couple of weeks to add, but it brings good nutrition to the plants, right? So,
Right. And you just, it's a kind of estimation. When you mix, it's just an estimation. Okay, so much leaves, and then you have so much scraps, and then you have some soil, and then you mix everything up.
yeah, so I don't. There are a lot of things like on online. They say mix like 2:1. I don't remember all those, but whatever I have, I'll just do it. Whatever I have in hand. Sometimes I don't have dried leaves, which that's okay. You
Yeah.
know, but
So you put
eventually,
the soil.
yeah.
And the soil, so how do you make this soil that you add to the bokashi bins?
Okay, let me go to garage. I have some setup. I'll show you.
This is what Shirisha says. If I have to eat, I have to produce, and I need to compost and give it back to earth. Backyard gardening is necessary in the sustainable equation, and so is composting. I just started gardening. There would be a lot of experiences, and eventually I will figure out what will work and what wouldn't. My goal is producing at least 5 greens and 5 veggies. But we are still not done seeing her trials and successes. In the next part, we will see how she prepares soil, saves money, and gets the right mix instead of going and buying pre prepared, pricier soil bags. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the valuable information.